graph on page 81. Okay, so that's all that we've done so far. Last week we talked about a bar graph, and we had numbers going up the side. I'm going to flip back here to refer to that. Okay, we had our numbers when you do a bar graph. This was our scale, so we can use that to count how many we had of each. Okay, so that's important, that so we can actually display the data. We have to have that. Okay, on a picture graph, which is what we are talking about today, okay, it uses pictures or symbols to represent the data instead of coloring in the bars like we did last week on the bar graph. So we have still some of the same categories. Like right here, we have to have a title. Okay. Over here you can see these lines, and that is where we are going to write the information that we are counting. Okay, so on these lines, I want you to go ahead and write the names of those shapes, but don't do anything else. Once you have that done, put your pencils down so I'll know when I can move on. One more minute to finish your writing. Okay, and now I want all of your eyes up here because I am going to show you some things from that stays up. Our reference book. I don't know if it's gonna stay. Wait, I have a really good idea. Now it will. Okay, so pencils down, eyes up here. So this is an example of a picture graph that's in your reference book, okay? And it gives us a definition up here. It says a picture graph is made with symbols and the key. The key tells you how many things each symbol represents. In a picture graph, the key is like one of the most important parts. If you don't look at the key, you don't know how many things you have of each or how many you're counting. So right here, it has a key. These are happy faces. It's kind of hard to see with our light in here. But everybody at home has a photocopy of this page so they can see too. So one happy face equals 1 child. Okay? So if we look at tacos, how many students was tacos their favorite food?
8.
Right? That's pretty easy to count right across. That there are 8 right away. Okay, how about spaghetti? How many students have their favorite food is spaghetti?
3.
Very good. Okay. So so this one is really easy to count. Now sometimes like in a scaled picture graph, a scaled picture graph, each one of those symbols stands for more than one thing. Okay? So if we look at the next page, now the smiley face stands for how many children?
10.
10. Yes. Okay. So for 4th grade, how many kids are in 4th grade?
8.
No.
90.
No. In 4th grade.
Oh, 4th grade. 70.
Okay. So if each smiley face stands for 10 children, we would count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay? Now, look down here. I'm going to move that up. Down on the bottom, it shows us, these are the number of kids that ride their bikes to school. The bike tire, or the spokes, equals how many children?
2.
2 children. So what in the world does this half one mean?
1 child.
Wes?
1 child.
Right. If a full wheel stands for 2 children, then half of one is going to stand for 1 child. Okay? That's why it is so important to look at our keys. Okay, I'm going to put this back up here now. Okay, I want us to think about, we need to think about a symbol we can use. Please do not be doing anything because you have not heard my directions yet, okay? We need to think about a symbol that we can use and for how many pattern blocks each one stands for. Now we don't want to draw each one of these because it has to be the same for each one. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this. Okay? A X stands for 2 pattern blocks. Okay, so if an X stands for 2 pattern blocks, how many X's am I going to have to draw for the triangle? Oh. If we have 9,
4
and an X stands for 2. Chloe.
8 and 1 half an X.
Okay, but how many X's do I have to draw? Not 8.
9.
No. Okay, each one stands for 2. So if we have 9, we need to count by 2s. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and
a half.
a half.
4
So,
and a half.
well, I would do this. So there's my 8. And if I go like that, is that half of one?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, go ahead and fill in the X's for the rest of that picture graph. Okay, so let's open this up. Let's make sure that we all have the same thing. How many do I need to draw for a wide rhombus? Still, your math book needs to be open still. Max.
We draw 2 4 X's and 1 half.
We have 3 wide rhombuses, and each one stands for 2.
1 X. Oh yeah.
So we would draw
1
1.5. What about for narrow rhombus? What are we going to draw for that one, Raina?
We're going to draw 4 X's.
Good. We would draw 4 X's. There's 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, what about our hexagon? Emmy?
2 and 1 half.
Okay. And a half. And for our trapezoid, Daquan?
3 X's.
Good. 2, 4, 6. And I did not write our title in, but this was from our pattern block sort. Oops. Pattern block. Okay, so now you are going to take your knowledge of making a picture graph, okay, and we're going to do our workbook page 82. Okay, the directions say, Kellogg School held a weekend car wash. Use the data in the tally chart. So here is our tally chart, okay, and the key to complete the picture graph. Okay. It says you may refer to pages 193 and 194 in your student's reference book. Those are the pages we looked at earlier. Okay. So here gives us all the data, okay, in our tally graph. Down here, our key tells us that each rectangle equals 4 cars. Okay. So how I like to do this is when I have information in a tally chart, I count it and I write the numbers so I don't make any mistakes when I'm transferring. Okay, so if each rectangle is 4 cars, Friday is done for us. So there's 4, there's another 4, 4 plus 4 is 8. Okay, you're going to fill in the picture graph for Saturday and Sunday